Canada's boreal forest, when you look at global data and look at the maps, is the largest intact forest left in the world. It's approximately 1.2 billion acres, so roughly the size of the western United States. And in that area, most of it is still undeveloped. There's, of course, teeming with wildlife and wildlife that are endangered in other parts of the world and don't even exist in many places. So you have moose, bears, vast herds of caribou, and for Americans, we care a lot about songbirds. Over 40 million birders in the United States, bird enthusiasts, and about half our songbirds are born and raised in the boreal forest every summer. So when they migrate in the spring and fall through our yards, they're on their way to and from the boreal forest. But even more than that, this forest is probably one of the major carbon storage areas in the world, and it helps regulate the climate by absorbing and storing carbon. About twice as much carbon is stored per acre, if you will, in the boreal forest as the tropical forests. So it matters to regulating the global climate. The development pressures are tremendous. We have pressure from forestry, we have pressure from oil and gas, we have pressure from mining, hydropower development. And all these things could be done right, and all these things could be done in a way that's consistent with conserving the forest. But we have to get out ahead, and we have to have policies in place to make sure that that's the case. We've had some really significant successes. In May, we announced the Canadian Boreal Forest Agreement. It's the largest forest conservation agreement in history. And we're working with the timber companies across the boreal forest to figure out areas that should be protected for caribou and areas that can be logged with careful, sustainable development rules. If you add it up together, we're about 2/3 of the way to the ultimate goal of protecting half the forest as parks, refuges, and natural areas, and developing the other half very carefully. We at Pew had a unique role in this boreal forest agreement. We worked as the brokers. We had strong relationships on both sides of the divide. We knew the environmental community, worked closely with the environmental community. We knew the timber companies, worked closely with them. We had particular credibility. It's a surprise to some environmental activists to find out that the timber companies care deeply about the health of the land, because that's in fact where they're drawing their wealth from. And while they may not see the biological things that we see, they know things we don't know. And so we've had very interesting interactions in understanding and recognizing that mutual interest on both sides of the table. And that was the heart of this agreement, getting the environmentalists to realize that the loggers love the trees as much as we do.